The Chicago Bulls were off to an amazing start at the beginning of this season, but as of late, things have took a turn and they've become one of the worst defensive teams in the league, barely making them a play-in team. So today I'm taking over and hopefully rebuilding the Chicago Bulls into championship contenders. Luckily, we do have ourselves Josh Giddey, who we could use as a building block going into the future. He's nearly averaging a 21-point triple-double, shooting 47% from the field and 40% from the three-point line. As of right now, there's only two players I would consider safe from future trades, and those two players are Josh Giddey and Montez Buzelis. I was taking a look at our team stats and we are the 7th best offensive team, but when it comes to defense, we are the 4th worst. Clearly, there has to be some trades made to make our team better, probably trading away players like Nikola Vucevic, Kevin Huerter, and Kobe White, and hopefully bringing in some defensive pieces. This is a trade that will make us a better defensive team instantly, trading away Nikola Vucevic, our 26th first-round pick, and Javon Carter in return for Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson, so we're going to go ahead and pull off this trade with the New York Knicks. I'm also going to be pulling off a trade here with the Houston Rockets where we send them Kobe White and our future 2027 first-round pick, top 3 protected, for the Brooklyn Nets unprotected 26th first-round pick, which is probably going to be a top 5 pick, and we also get ourselves Steven Adams. The main reason I traded for the Brooklyn Nets first-round pick is that I'm hoping we'll be able to draft someone like Cameron Boozer that could be the new future big man on our team, and even if we're not able to acquire him, we could hopefully draft somebody like Darren Peterson or AJ Debonsa. This here is what our new 9-man rotation will be looking like. In the starting lineup, we have ourselves Josh Giddey, Ayo Dosunmu, Mikal Bridges, Montez Buzelis, and Mitchell Robinson. And then off the bench, we have Trey Jones, Steven Adams, Patrick Williams, and Kevin Huerter. Going into the future, I do believe we'll need one more good offensive player in our starting lineup, because currently we only have one player averaging 20 points per game or more, and that's Josh Giddey. Well, let's go ahead and simulate the first week and see how we do. We're going up against the Brooklyn Nets, Pacers, and Warriors, and we end up losing the first game, but beat the Pacers and the Warriors. Against the Warriors, we scored 130 points, where Josh Giddey had himself a 30-point triple-double. Montez Buzelis had 16, a 16-point double-double from Robinson, and the rest of the team was amazing as well. We're stopped here at the trade deadline, and I'm attempting to pull off a trade with the Philadelphia 76ers where we send them Jalen Smith and Terry in return for Quentin Grimes, who could be the brand new starting shooting guard on our team. He's a really good 3-and-D player, should also be able to help us out on the offensive side, so let's see what the 76ers say. And they do decline the trade, so let's throw in some second-round picks. Maybe we won't have to include a first-rounder, and yeah, we didn't, so we included 2 more second-rounders and got ourselves Quentin Grimes. A few players want to sign a contract extension with our team, one of them being Ayo Dosunmu, so we're going to go ahead and extend him for the next 4 seasons. And Mitchell Robinson also wants an extension, we'll extend him for the next 4 seasons as well. And also Kevin Huerter, might as well accept him for the next season, why not? I do believe he's been shooting the ball pretty well, 46% from the field, averaging 10 points per game. We have 1 game remaining for this season, and I wanted to show you guys something. So Josh Giddey is in the award races to winning MVP behind Nikola Jokic. Giddey was averaging a 22-point triple-double, which is absolutely insane. I don't think he's going to win MVP this season, but let's see if he does. And sadly, it does go to Nikola Jokic, who was also averaging a triple-double, but a 27-point triple-double. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year, Josh Hart 6-man, Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player, Josh Giddey wins Most Improved Player, let's go, averaging 22, 10, and 10. Desmond Bane Clutch Player, JB Bickerstaff Coach, and we win Executive of the Year. We do get ourselves our boy Josh Giddey on All NBA First Team. Will we have more selections? And it looks like we will not, sadly, but that is okay. We ended this season being the number 3 seed, winning a total of 53 games and losing only 29. So clearly we've been doing a lot better after the trades we've pulled off. Let's take a look at the player stats. The leading scorer on our team was Josh Giddey, averaging 22, 10, and 10. A 22-point triple-double is pretty impressive, shooting 52% from the field. Mikal Bridges was nearly averaging 20 points per game, shooting 50, 40, 80. Ayo Dosunmu 15 points per game, 15 from Buzelis, and 14 from Quentin Grimes. And ever since we acquired Quentin Grimes, he's been averaging 17 points per game on really good shooting splits, so I'm really happy we went ahead and traded for him. He's been helping us out a ton. Let's take a look at who we're going up against here in the playoffs. So in round 1, we're taking on the Miami Heat, who have themselves Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, and Kel'el Ware. Let's see how far we're able to make it here in the playoffs. Game number 1 against the Miami Heat, we do end up winning, and Josh Giddey drops a 45-point triple-double in the playoffs debut. Quentin Grimes 27 and 18 from Buzelis. Game number 2 will also go to us, and this time Giddey has a 31-point double-double, 1 rebound shy of another triple-double. Dosunmu had 18, 13 from Grimes, and the rest of the team was amazing as well. We do end up losing game 3 here sadly by 4 points. Bridges had 25, Giddey had a double-double, but that was not enough. We also lose game 4. Josh Giddey only had 17 points here, 16 from Buzelis and 16 from Dosunmu, but we do end up losing by 15 points. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds. The series is tied at 2-2 apiece. Let's see if we will be able to win this next game, and we do end up winning game 5 where Buzelis led the way, dropping 26 points, 26 from Dosunmu, 25 from Grimes, and 20 from Bridges. Are we going to beat them in game 6? And that's exactly what we'll do. Quentin Grimes dropped 40 points, and Josh Giddey had a 38-point triple-double. And just like that, we're in the second round, taking on the New York Knicks, who still have themselves Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and Nikola Vucevic, who we included in that trade. Game number 1 will go to us. Let's go. Quentin Grimes drops 27, Josh Giddey had a 22-point triple-double. We do also win game 2. Let's go. Giddey drops a 36-point double-double, Buzelis 23, Mitchell Robinson drops a 20-point double-double against his former team. Now we're up 2-0 against the New York Knicks. Will we be defeating them here in the second round? We also win game 3. Let's go. And Mikal Bridges with 28, Josh Giddey with a 23-point double-double, 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. 17 from Dosunmu, and the rest of the team was amazing as well. I am pretty surprised we're up 3-0 against the second seed. Will we be sweeping them? And that is exactly what we're going to do. Josh Giddey drops a 36-point triple-double, 36, 15, and 15. Ayo Dosunmu had 21, Grimes had 20, and Buzelis had 20 as well. And just like that, we're in the conference finals, going to be taking on the number 1 seeded Detroit Pistons. They have themselves Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Thompson, Harris, and Jalen Duren. Honestly speaking, I did not think we would be making it this far here into the playoffs and this easily. We really just swept the second seeded New York Knicks, and now we're in the conference finals. Josh Giddey so far has been averaging a 28-point triple-double here in the playoffs. Grimes is averaging nearly 20 points per game, Bridges 16, and Buzelis 17. Let's see if we'll be able to defeat the Detroit Pistons. Game number 1 will go to us. Giddey has 26, 26 from Dosunmu, and a bunch of double-digit scoring on our team. We do also win game 2. Let's go. Josh Giddey drops 43, 6, and 17 assists on 0 turnovers. We're up 2-0 against the 1-seeded Detroit Pistons. Can we win the next game as well? And we do end up losing this game sadly by only 4 points. Giddey played amazing, but sadly we do end up losing. But we do win game 4 here, and Quentin Grimes led the way, dropping 22 points, and we held the Detroit Pistons to 88 points, so our defense was elite. All we have to do is win one more game and we're going to the NBA Finals. Let's see if we can do that, and that is exactly what we'll do. We end up gentlemen sweeping the Detroit Pistons, and Josh Giddey had a 29-point triple-double. Grimes had himself 24, and now we're either going to be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Golden State Warriors. It looks like it will be the Timberwolves, and yes, it will. Anthony Edwards wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Josh Giddey wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Timberwolves roster. They still have themselves Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid, and they do have Rudy Gobert coming off of their bench. Game number 1 will go to the Timberwolves, and Randle dropped 40 points on our head. Giddey had an 18-point triple-double, but sadly that was not enough. Game number 2 also goes to the Timberwolves. Bridges had 33, Giddey had a triple-double, but we do end up losing. Game 3 is also a loss, and it looks like we won't be winning ourselves a championship this time around, even though Giddey has been playing absolutely amazing, averaging a triple-double here in the playoffs. We do get swept by the 1-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves. Julius Randle goes on to win Finals MVP, averaging 30 points per game. Honestly, I'm not too mad about it. I did not even think we would be making it to the conference finals, let alone the NBA finals, but we do end up losing, and that's alright, because we will be pulling off some upgrades this offseason, trading for some better players, and hopefully winning a ring next time around. Let's take a look at the player stats here for the playoffs. We played a total of 19 games, and Josh Giddey was the leading scorer, averaging 27, 10, and 11. 18 from Quentin Grimes, 18 from Bridges, 17 from Buzelis, and 16 from Ayo Dosunmu. And here are the NBA Finals stats where Josh Giddey was averaging a 22-point triple-double. It's now time for the 2026 NBA Draft Lottery, where we do have ourselves the Brooklyn Nets pick, and we're projected with the 5th best odds, and it looks like we also have the 11th best odds via Portland. I hope that's not a lottery protected first rounder, and we end up with the 6th overall pick, so we sadly did fall a bit short. And it looks like the other pick via the Trailblazers was protected, so they end up with their own first rounder, but we do at least get ourselves the 6th overall pick. And sadly for all mock drafts, Cameron Boozer is projected to be the 1st overall pick, and the Charlotte Hornets have that pick, so what I'm going to try and do is go and talk to the Hornets and see if they'll be open to pull off a trade where we send them the 6th overall pick and possibly a player for their 1st. I'm here talking with the Charlotte Hornets. I really want their 1st overall pick. That way we can go ahead and draft Cameron Boozer. So I'm offering the Hornets Mitchell Robinson, our 6th overall pick, a future 1st rounder, and a future 2nd rounder for the 1st overall pick. Will they accept? And they do decline. But I do believe we can throw in some players here. We can throw in Trey Jones, and they're still going to decline this trade. Will they be able to take on another salary? They can take on Kevin Huerter, and just like that, we acquire the 1st overall pick in the 2026 NBA Draft. This offseason, I also got ourselves a new head coach. I went ahead and fired Billy Donovan, and we're going to be signing Johnny R. Kerr for a 1-year contract. He's not a real head coach in real life, so that's the only reason I signed him on a 1-year contract. In the next offseason, there will be better options that we can choose from. So as of right now, he's basically just a temporary coach. And now it's finally time for the NBA draft. Let's go ahead and simulate until there and go ahead and draft with our 1st overall pick. Of course, we are going to be taking Cameron Boozer to be the brand new starting center on our team. He's only 18 years old. He ends up progressing a ton here in 2K Simulation, so I'm excited to see how the future goes with him on our team. He's already an 81 overall, which is really exciting to see. For team player options, I picked up the team option on Matej Buzelis and Julian Phillips. Qualifying offers, we do need to re-sign Quentin Grimes, which is going to be a pretty big free agency signing for us. He's been a really good player in our starting lineup as a starting shooting guard, and I am looking to bring him back. And I don't know if we'll have bird rights on him, and sadly we don't have bird rights on him, but I'm pretty sure that he's a restricted free agent, and yes he is, so if any other team offers him a contract, we will be able to match. This offseason, I am going to be trading away Steven Adams for the Atlanta Hawks 1st round pick in the 27 NBA draft. It is a swap worse, but we do end up freeing up some salary by getting rid of Steven Adams. Plus, he's going to be regressing anyways, and I do want to sign a different backup center, being Isaiah Hartenstein. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Isaiah Hartenstein a 3-year contract, paying him about $10.5 million per year, which hopefully he'll accept. And yeah, we end up getting Isaiah Hartenstein on a 3-year, $33 million contract. We do also end up re-signing Quentin Grimes on a really team-friendly contract, paying him 4 years, $34 million, so he will remain the starting shooting guard going into the future. Two more free agency signings I did here, signing Malik Beasley on a 2-year contract and AJ Mitchell on a 4-year $43 million contract. I am planning on pulling off a pretty big trade here, which I'll show you guys in a second. I just found ourselves an insane trade offer from the Oklahoma City Thunder. I threw a few players in Trade Finder to see what we can get back in return, and the OKC Thunder are down to send us Chet Holmgren and a future first-round pick for Matej Buzelis, Patrick Williams, Julian Phillips, a future first-rounder, and Okoro. There's no way we're passing up on this trade, so of course we're going to go ahead and pull off this trade and acquire ourselves Chet Holmgren to be the brand new starting power forward. And this solves a lot of problems. We needed ourselves another scoring option, and now we have that. Plus, Chet Holmgren is an elite defender, so he solves two problems in one. And before going into the next season, I will be pulling off one last trade, which is trading away Noah Essengay and a first-round pick for Keyshawn George to be the backup wing. And now we have ourselves a brand new 9-man rotation, which the starting lineup will include Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, Mikal Bridges, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein. And then off the bench, we have Keyshawn George, Ayo Dosunmu, Cameron Boozer, and AJ Mitchell. As of right now, Cameron Boozer is going to be the backup center behind Isaiah Hartenstein, and depending on how he plays, he could possibly be the starting center this season. If not this season, definitely by next season. But let's go ahead and simulate the first few games and see how we do. The first game is up against the New York Knicks, and we end up defeating them, where Chet Holmgren had a 33-point double-double, Josh Giddey had 22, and Cameron Boozer, in his NBA debut, dropped 17, 10, and 5, as well as 5 stocks. The next game is up against Philadelphia 76ers, and we do also end up defeating them, scoring 130 points, and Chet Holmgren leading the way, dropping 44 points. Josh Giddey had 18, 8, and 9, Mikal Bridges with 15. We also end up defeating the Miami Heat, scoring 126 points, and Chet Holmgren has been the perfect scoring option we've needed on this team. He scored 25 points here, Bridges had 23, and Boozer had 20. Josh Giddey with an 18-point triple-double. So far to start out the season, Chet Holmgren's averaging 34 points per game. We will be rolling with a 4-star overall system proficiency, perimeter-centric under our new head coach, Johnny R. Kerr. We're stopped here at the trade deadline, and we've been doing absolutely amazing. We're the number 1 seed with 40 wins and 12 losses, but there is one trade I would like to pull off this season, and I'll show you guys which trade that's going to be. We're going to be trading away AJ Mitchell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Donte DiVincenzo, plus we get ourselves a 2028 first-round pick unprotected from the Timberwolves. I did like AJ Mitchell, but honestly I do think Donte DiVincenzo will be the better fit on this team. He's a good defender, amazing 3-point shooter, and could be the perfect backup point guard. Donte DiVincenzo wants to sign a contract extension with our team, so I'm going to go ahead and extend him for the next season, and he only wants a minimum. He happily accepts. We have one game remaining of this season, and Josh Giddey is in the award races to winning MVP. So is Chet Holmgren. Let's see which one of the two will be winning MVP this time around, and it will be Josh Giddey winning his first ever MVP, averaging 24-point triple-double, 24, 11, and 12, shooting 53% from the field and nearly 40% from the 3-point line. Darren Peterson wins Rookie of the Year, Reed Shepherd 6-man, Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player, Kaman Maluach Most Improved, Anthony Edwards Clutch Player of the Year, and our head coach wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. The MVP Josh Giddey does make it on All NBA First Team, and we also get Chet Holmgren on All NBA Second Team. Let's go. And we do get Chet Holmgren on All Defensive First Team as well, and it looks like that will be it for awards. Never mind, I totally forgot about Cameron Boozer, who makes it on an All Rookie First Team. We ended this season being the number 1 seed, winning a total of 66 games and losing only 16. And before we start simulating the playoffs, let me show you guys the player stats and how our team players did. The leading scorer on our team was Chet Holmgren, averaging 27 points per game and nearly 10 rebounds. So it was a really good get that we got ourselves Chet Holmgren. We needed another offensive player, and Chet Holmgren has been the perfect number 1 scoring option. 24-point triple-double from Josh Giddey, 18 from Bridges, 13 from George, 12 from Quentin Grimes, 10 from Boozer, 10 from DeSumo, and 10 from DiVincenzo. Holy, basically our whole 9-man rotation was in double-digit scoring. In the first round of the playoffs, we're taking on the Boston Celtics, who have themselves Anthony, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Bagley at their center position. This is their bench unit. Let's see how things go. Game number 1 will go to us, and Josh Giddey drops a 31-point triple-double, 27 from Bridges, and Chet had himself a 12-point double-double. We do also win game 2. Chet drops 36 and 11, Josh Giddey with a 25-point double-double, triple-double, and this time he had 17 assists. We also win game 3, putting us up 3-0. Chet with 25-point double-double. Josh Giddey with another triple-double. He's been averaging a triple-double in each of the games we've played so far. And we do end up sweeping the Boston Celtics, where Josh Giddey dropped 38 points. Chet also had 38 and 25 from Bridges, who did not miss a single field goal attempt. In the second round, we're either going to be taking on the Hawks or the Cavs, and it will be the Atlanta Hawks. So far, Josh Giddey's averaging a 29-point triple-double here in the playoffs. Grimes is averaging 13, Bridges 23, Chet is averaging 28 and 11. Isaiah Hartenstein has been a really good starting center for us. I'm glad we signed him in free agency. Game number 1, we do end up losing against the Atlanta Hawks. Giddey had a triple-double, but sadly, that was not enough. And we also lose game 2. Okay, let's take a look at the Hawks roster. So they still have themselves Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Ricochet, Kristaps Porzingis, and Jalen Johnson. I definitely need to come up with a defensive coach game plan. We are down 2-0, so let me see what I could do on the defensive side. Alrighty, I've came up with a defensive coach game plan. We are down 2-0 against the Atlanta Hawks, where we lost both games at home court advantage, and now the Hawks will have the next 2 home court advantages. Let's see what happens here in game 3, and so far we do have the lead, and we will end up winning this game by 9 points. Chet had 34 and 14, 30 from Bridges. And where's our boy Giddey? Only 7 points, but he did have 10 rebounds and 12 assists. And I also did change up our shot tendencies, so hopefully that'll help us out here. I hired the shot tendencies of the players that are playing well, so they take more shots per game. Let's see what happens in game 4. We do have the lead so far, and we will be tying up the series. Chet Holmgren had 27 and 13, 21 from George, and Josh Giddey with a 19-point double-double. Isaiah Hartenstein has been playing really well for us as well. And just like that, the series is tied at 2-2 apiece. For game 5, we will have home court advantage. And it looks like, whoa, we do end up coming back in the second half. I thought we were about to lose that game. Thankfully, we did not. And Josh Giddey had himself a 40-point triple-double, 25 and 10 from Chet, and 15 from Bridges. All we gotta do now is win one more game and we'll be going to the conference finals. We won't have home court advantage for this game, and so far we do have the lead and we're going to the conference finals. We beat the Hawks here by 8 points. Chet Holmgren had 31, 20 from Bridges, and Josh Giddey had an 18-point double-double. We're either going to be taking on the Detroit Pistons or the Wizards, and it will be the Detroit Pistons, who still have themselves Cade Cunningham. They got Luke Dort, Sar Thompson, Ron Holland, and Jalen Duren. Let's see if we're able to defeat the Pistons to make it to the NBA Finals. Game number 1 will go to us. Josh Giddey drops a 28-point triple-double, 24 from Bridges, and a 21-point double-double from Chet Holmgren. We also win game 2, Holmgren with 40 points, Giddey with a 22-point double-double, Bridges with 24. Bridges has been playing amazing. His shooting splits are unreal. Game number 3, we also end up winning, putting us up 3-0. Josh Giddey with a 35-point double-double, Chet with 18, 14 from DeSumo, and we sweep the Detroit Pistons to make it to the NBA Finals. We're either going to be taking on the Golden State Warriors or the San Antonio Spurs, and it will be Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby wins Western Conference Finals MVP, Josh Giddey wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging a 28-point triple-double in the conference finals. Let's take a look at the Spurs team. They still have themselves De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Vassell, Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama, with Dylan Harper as their 6th man. So this is a good team, most definitely. Game number 1 will go to us. Chet with 33, Giddy with 23 and 13, and Bridges with 22. We also win game 2 with Josh Giddey dropping a 27-point triple-double, 27 from Bridges and 15 from Chet Holmgren. We do end up losing game 3 here, sadly. They did play really well defense on us, holding us to only 92 points. Josh Giddey had 24 and 19, 18 from Bridges, but Chet Holmgren did struggle, only dropping 12 points. They tie up the series just like that. Fox drops 37 points on our head. Josh Giddey was amazing, but sadly the rest of the team wasn't doing all that much offensively. I've come up with a defensive coach game plan. Let's see if we'll be able to win this game. We will have home court advantage for game 5. And so far we do have the lead in the first half, but they are pushing back, and it looks like we will be winning this game, scoring 145 points with Chet Holmgren having 38 points, Josh Giddey with a 14-point triple-double, and bro had himself 21 assists. We did play a lot better defense on Wemby here, only holding him to 8 of 20 shooting. I did put Chet Holmgren on him, and Holmgren had 5 blocks on Wemby. Let's go. And now the series, we're up 3-2. Will we be able to defeat them here in game 6? With the Spurs do have home court advantage, and it looks like they're gonna defeat us here. Yeah, they beat us by 22 points. There was no way we're coming back from that. Giddey did have a 30-point triple-double, 25 from Holmgren, but sadly that was not enough because Wemby and Fox had 32 points each. Harper and Castle had 22 points each. It all comes down to this. Game 7 against the Spurs. Let's see how things go. We'll jump into Simcast, and thankfully we do have home court advantage on our side, and we start off this first half really strong. We're up by 14 points in the third quarter. Will we be winning this? And it looks like we will be winning this game by 1 point. They almost came back in the second half, but thankfully we closed it out. If they were to hit a clutch shot there in the last second, that truly would have sucked, losing in game 7, last second of the game, but thankfully we were able to win. Bridges had himself 21 points, Chet Holmgren 20-point double-double, and Josh Giddey had 17 points, 13 rebounds, 17 assists. He did struggle shooting from the field, but that is all right. And just like that, we've won the Chicago Bulls a championship, with Josh Giddey winning Finals MVP, averaging 23, 12, and 13, shooting 40% from the field. His shooting splits weren't the best, but he was still playing amazing nonetheless. And I do want to give a huge shout out to my boy AR Hill. I hope you enjoyed this video. We've won your favorite team a championship. Let's take a look at the player stats here in the playoffs. We played a total of 21 games, and in those 21 games, the leading scorer was Chet Holmgren, averaging 25 and 9. And then we had Josh Giddey averaging a 25-point triple-double, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. 19 from Bridges, 12 from Quentin Grimes, 11 from Ayo Dosunmu, 11 from Cameron Boozer, and 9.5 from Isaiah Hartenstein. And in the NBA Finals, where we played a total of 7 games, the leading scorer was Josh Giddey, averaging a 23-point triple-double, 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists is insane. 23 from Holmgren, 18 from Bridges, and the rest of the guys were amazing as well. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and also subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds. That helps out my channel a ton. Click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.